All right, what is up, YouTube? MCool40 here, and Fred. We're going to be doing our long-awaited discussion about the ban list. I know we're only days late about this, but you were always fashionably late.
Yep, exactly.
You know, a lot's changed coming out of BCS Chicago. Some people that we're not going to name might not be playing Bermuda ever again.
Poor Keegan.
Our poor friend is so sad about this list. All right, let's dig on into this discussion, shall we? We'll smile.
MCool40.
MCool40. All right, ban and restricted list. We're gonna start in standard. Do we really care about standard?
Yeah, I like standard.
Okay, so Sonata and Lisa Lot can't be used in the same deck anymore. What does that even mean?
That means that my opponent won't high roll and draw two of them, two back-to-back turns, and hit the grade 3 off both of them.
So they won't have an early game anymore.
Good.
Oh, okay, good.
Actually, they'll still have an early game. Early game is still relevant, but just dropping an 8K and attacking.
Well, I mean, still though, like Lisa Lot was insane for what the deck could actually do.
If it wasn't a grade 1, it'd be okay. The fact that it was a grade 1 in the hand,
yeah,
it could be played in the early game rush going second was really good.
Yup. That was a good hit. I like
Yeah.
that. Nothing else needed to be hit in standard. Standard's naturally power creeping itself throughout time. So yeah, that okay. Good job, Bushiroad. We're okay with that, right?
Yeah, that's standard. I mean, you still got your good decks.
Yeah, it's standard. All right. So let's talk about premium here. Now, for those of you that might live underneath a bridge, or you're the guy that is quitting premium after losing to Ezel this weekend, yo, I felt so bad. Did you hear the story?
Yeah, that poor kid.
Our friend Dylan beat somebody in High Roll Ezel, and it was his first premium event. And I felt so bad because, like, when your whole day is just Ezel,
I got beat by Ezel, so I don't care.
well, welcome to premium. So anyway, for premium, we've decided to ban Criff as the starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good hit.
It was okay. So I know you want to kill Bowmains.
Yeah, I don't know. The old Criff like allows for 1 card combo, whereas now you must have like 2 cards.
Wow.
Hey.
Now I get to draw 6 cards in my opening hand instead of 5.
Yeah, have fun.
That seems really good.
It's actually not bad. I've tested around with it already.
Shut up. You're not a gold paladin, man.
I'm a gold paladin clan leader.
No, you're
Actually.
not. No, you're not. Gold paladin clan leader only with Garmore.
Oh, ew.
That's how I got it in the first place. But okay, so no OG starting Criff anymore. The deck is still super high roll. It still produces as many Oxel 2 markers as you actually can. The deck's early game is still as insane as it actually was. I think the only thing we're really going to change is go to 10 grade 2s now and play double Vivian. And possibly cut back on the amount of Sagamores. It's not like, these guys don't actually exist.
Like, you really don't even need Sagamore now. It's more of like a thing where...
3 counterblast a turn, by the way.
Yeah. You don't even need that. You have counter charges in premium. You're fine.
Yeah.
You only need 2 counterblasts to do your thing, and hello, there you go.
And go the dog, ping myself for a damage, go Dendrine for the counter charge. I'm at 3 damage. I'm able to go do my thing.
Yeah, like the card, and you can proc that grade 3 before you stride into your Spear Cross and get your skill. So that's the thing too. Is you gotta remember in the game that you can counterblast, then countercharge, then use like your counterblast 2 to stride, and the deck still is gonna be relevant. It's not dead by any means. It's not as
deadly.
It
can still be as deadly.
Yeah,
trust me.
They need to high roll hard. And at that point, then obviously your opponent's just better than you. But that's
2 Oxel 2 circles going into you while you're at 1 is still pretty good.
Yeah, 2 Oxel circles. I mean, you're hoping for the defense. I mean, that's all you can really do is roll on the defense.
Yeah. Outside of that, yeah.
Deck's still good.
So next up on our list here is OTT. So Magical Kaliko not being allowed to be a starter. I think somebody in Japan was talking about OTT needing to be a thing, and I think they looked at the only list that OTT was relevant for.
Yeah, there's no lists for... Well, I mean, there's lists, but they all played the draw starter.
Or you play, Tsukiyomi.
Yeah, or you play the grade 3 searcher.
Magical Kaliko is not named God Hockey Chibi-Yoshi.
It's not even named grade 3 searcher.
We don't even have... Well, it's because dumping 3 copies of a card is really good.
Especially when you're compressing for triggers, like that deck likes to do.
Absolutely.
We did find out tonight, though, that stacking the triggers is not good against a Magetsu Storm.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
Because I just stop the Vanguard from hitting me and leave the Protect 1 markers in my hand to stop any Ishi turn that appears.
Well,
so that was the Calico, though.
Okay. We also banned the new Abundant Stillwater. Thank you for this, by the way. Anj was the only perfect guard or the only G Guardian that got around it. And
I think that we should not have banned Ichi. I think that
most decks couldn't handle the.
I think having one was okay, because the biggest problem the deck had the biggest problem like everybody had was the numbers got too big because you were able to unflip an Ichi.
Yep.
And then that power gain with the hand. Like, you don't get that on that first initial stride, which makes it easier to guard. Mm-hmm. Because, having one, yes, and I know that the other strides would be problematic, but, that first stride, usually you win on second stride or first stride, so, you let them stride, then you go into your stride, and you're usually way far ahead in advantage. So, I don't know, that one's kind of iffy to me.
It's gone. It's over with. We don't have to deal with it anymore. That was...
What kills that deck for Keegan? Poor friend.
You still have the Tsukiyomi stride to go into first stride. It's not like you don't have things like...
And getting 2 cards is not bad.
No, it's not. But, progressing the game state was what the Stillwater stride did. And when the next premium collection comes around, it's not to say that we won't make a better stride for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have options. So, there's that. Now, Bermuda Triangle.
Never touching that deck again.
So, we banned Ellie. And for those of you that don't know, I think Ellie could come back to 1.
No. 1's still true problematic.
Because it recycles itself.
Yeah, the problem, and we've all talked about this and how saying it's good and it's bad, but you have to think too, though, is, most Ange decks or most Bermuda Triangle decks are writing their PG first, playing cards at Soul Blast, so you gotta remember your first one is gonna be a 25k block, and then you're just going to progress from there, because you're going to start using PGs as the game progresses.
Well, and you usually would flip an Ellie with, TRU, so, that was problematic as it was.
Yeah. So then you're just going to keep flipping it back down, but you're going to continue to progress. So I think Ellie being gone makes the deck now not as defensive. They now have to focus on the Citron to call the Hanali to stop attacks, or they have to worry about, or use the unflip to get +5 for every
Hand-in-hand Leona.
And hand-in-hand Leona is actually godly good.
Yep. But the loss of... the reason why Bermuda was good was because of its huge defense walls. And it was able to, wall any attack. Now that that's gone, ugh.
Yeah, they still have defense. We were,
you do, but,
it's just not as strong. And obviously they're built more towards the Token Rush...
Absolutely.
Deck, because they need to drop the Hanli as soon as they can.
And then the biggest sacrifice this list was Delight Genius Anj to 1. Do you know how happy I am about that? That card should have never been made in the first place.
No, and I think the hit is actually nice because it allows some of the...
It took them 2 years.
You leave that alone. It took Luard still 6 years to not die. But, I think it was good because now Chaos can come back into the meta.
Stop.
Which is really fun.
He's on a Chaos hype, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, we can lock cards, and guess what? The only thing they got is, 1 stride. So
I don't understand you.
Chaos, lock is a pretty weird mechanic, but a pretty good mechanic. I like lock.
I don't...
But Ange was, I don't know, the bounce to, the way she's ruled is weird. You can bounce just anything, get the draw, and then you bounce yours, and you get the...
I still think 1 Anj is pretty okay.
Yeah, but you can't do anything with it.
I
you can't wail.
I think you should probably be cutting Lucille's from the deck now.
Yeah, but you're never going to play 1 Anj.
But 4 Sonata, 4 Karo is pretty good.
Karo is pretty good.
Also, you have the Twa engine. Don't forget that Twa exists for the Superior Ride for Riviere.
Yeah.
There's that. And then, Coral was playing Carl and Sonata.
I did see that list. I'm not a big fan of that list because I don't like to Soul Blast out my Corals.
I mean, what about the fodder that you put in for the bad cards? Well, actually, giving Coral Force 2 marker is pretty good.
Yeah, it's just kind of in the air. I mean, we're gonna try it because we have the stuff, but I will see how it works. It definitely, I think Coral is the next like Bermuda contender. Also, the Melody Harmony version is also kind of good because you get to search cards with a whale.
I think the problem with that deck is you do need to play Sonata and Caro.
Yeah, you don't get to play the Lucille engine anymore.
You can't play Lucille, but the deck's early game is amazing.
And you get to play Lizette and Sonata in the same deck in Premium, guys. Don't forget that.
And last but not least on this list, let's give it up for Renai and Jamie not being allowed in the same deck. Called this, by the way, but Robbie didn't know what he was talking about when I said this.
Now you a dummy.
I mean, it needed to happen. There's a big difference between the two decks.
Yeah.
And it was... They can't let that happen again. This list overall was a good approach to the game. This is a Konami level list, and as Yu-Gi-Oh players, I think that this was a very good call. We need to see more lists like this, though.
They need to keep an eye. I mean, they are obviously keeping an eye on now the next two best decks that are coming into the format, which are going to be your Gridora and your Neo Nectar. But it also, you have to remember too that Gridora keeps Neo Nectar in check, while Neo Nectar keeps Luard in check, and then while
Drag Principal Morfessa and Castrina to 1, and we fixed those decks. I think.
And we fix them. Gridora, you can do the Gridora Strider 1. The Gridora Strider is actually problematic because a lot of decks aren't playing a lot of Grade 3, so they got to watch that too. So I think some of these premium strides their days are numbered. Morfessa being a first stride win the game is, I mean,
all three of them are on the watch list, I would think.
Yeah. Right now we only know that the two, but
Hey, remember when Victor's was busted?
Yeah, we all thought that was a good card, and it is a great card. But guess what? It can't survive in a format where your opponent just beats you at Grade 2 and then wins on first stride.
Well, I mean, maybe Premium Collection was a mistake.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Not really. The Progenitor Dragons were good for the game.
Progens are actually amazing. You can be bad like me and Keegan and totally forget that we Progenitor.
we're 1 or 2 ban list away from having a decent game, and if Bushiroad keeps up the level of progression like this, then things will go very good for Premium.
And that's what I think they're pushing, because a lot of people fell out of Premium. A lot of people fell to Standard. Like, Chicago was the biggest event I've been in since I've been playing this game.
For Premium? Yeah.
For Standard.
Oh, yeah.
For Standard, we had literally 460 players, 2 blocks.
And we had 260 for Premium. That was like the biggest Premium event they've seen.
Yep. So I think they're in the steps in the right direction so we can have bigger Premium events, because I enjoy Premium more than I enjoy Standard. But I'm starting to enjoy the Standard because you get to see different decks.
You do get to see different decks, but in Premium, the difference between the two is, at least in Premium, I do more than tap my Vanguard sideways. And I know that seems bad from the aspect of a Standard player, but having the higher curve with the more interactivity, players do seek for that. And that's what we get in Premium.
Yeah, and the problem with Premium before was that like I said, the Ezel deck was just, it may not have been all high roll, or it may have been like labeled as high roll, but it was pretty dang consistent. And like when you just shove your whole hand back for a Bowman's and you get that Bowman's,
still gonna do that, by the way.
Yeah, well, yeah. Your opponent's gonna just lose. Like, you're coming in Vanguard hot, you're coming in 4 circles hot, like only off 1 card. Like, so they needed to slow it down. So this way, you're not gonna see as much high roll, but you'll probably still see it.
We literally need a Premium collection. We need new G Guardians and we need new Break Striders.
We do. They're called, when they're called over, you kind of just want to call
I'm sorry, not everybody has a Jammy Congo.
Well,
invade this card.
Yeah, and we noticed that tonight. They're like OTT gets checked by Jammy because Jammy just puts you at 4, and then OTT, if you wipe their board, they kind of just cry.
Yep.
But there's also, like, it's not just Nubatama. You can wipe tokens also, which is really good. Discard Turbo is a sleeper. Still a deck. It's still a very scary deck.
We'll talk more about meta later for this. But we're gonna wrap this up here.
Yeah, but this is about the only thing we're gonna do in Standard Premium.
Yay, Token Rush.
Yay, Token Rush.
Can't wait.
Tap my Vanguard sideways.
Literally. Alright, guys. We're out. Peace. That's not all, card fighters. Please subscribe for more Cardfight Vanguard content. Please remember to check out MCole40
for Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and please check out imcogames.com, my store, along with No Limit Gaming, nlgtcg.com for all of your guys' trading card game needs as well. Until next time, guys, remember to hit that subscribe button. Later.